Hi, I'm Liv. I am here to tell you about the Thrifty Notion featured fabric collection for February. Before I get started on the fabric, I just wanted to let you know of a way that you could help us out without really trying too hard. Since you're already on YouTube watching this, anybody who has a YouTube channel, just you playing their videos, even if you're not paying attention, helps their stats, which can help them get monetized. Now, when we started doing this, the only reason we used YouTube is because it was easy for us to embed those videos on our website, and YouTube is pretty user-friendly. And I was kind of like, well, this is basically an infomercial anyway. Like, it's a commercial. Why would we try to monetize our YouTube channel? We've got other stuff going on. I don't want to focus on that. But the thing is, YouTube shows ads in our videos anyway, and they're making money off of our videos. So why shouldn't we make money off of our videos? So we're pretty close to hitting all the numbers that we need to hit in order to start monetizing, but we really need our watch hours to go up. And I get that, like, watching me talk about fabric that we don't even have in the store anymore doesn't make any sense. But if you were to just click on the playlist of all of our videos and just have it running in the background, you don't even have to have the sound on. If you just run it while you're sewing or doing other things, it helps us out. So not only us, but anybody else who's on YouTube, if you just want to support them and not have to spend any money, that's a good way to do it. All right, so let's get started with the fabric. First up, I'm going to start with our synthetics. So this first one is just a shirting, and it's called Shortbread Stripe. Our theme this month was kind of a grandma's house vibe. It just helps us come up with names and ideas for our emails and things like that. So this one's just a polyester shirting. It's a little bit sheer up to the light. The benefit of polyester is that it is pretty durable. So if you make a shirt out of this, it's gonna last a really long time, especially if you're very careful with how you launder it. Your dryer is the enemy of your clothing. I know it's convenient. I use mine all the time, but whenever I can, I try to air dry my clothes, especially if you make them yourself. Anyway, Shortbread Stripe, just a little bit of shirting there. Okay, this one's a really just interesting vintage. This one's called Wisdom and Warmth. It's kind of shiny. It is synthetic and it's woven, but it's got this like ribbed texture to it. So I'm not sure. Your guess is as good as mine. Probably a blouse out of this one. It's not really thick enough to make a skirt. So maybe a dress would work as well. But yeah, it's kind of cool. It would also work for some like low stakes home deck, like a drape or something. It's not going to hold up to a ton of wear, but actually it probably is a drapery cloth now that I look at it. Yeah, make yourself some little curtains. This might be my favorite fabric from this entire collection. It's kind of bridal. It's this beautiful satin brocade, and it is called Prize Roses. It's just so pretty. It's a brocade, so this rose pattern is actually woven into the fabric. This isn't printed on, so it's got some dimension and texture, and it plays really nicely in the light. It's really pretty. Okay, we have two of these crinkle metallics. This floral one is called Jewelry Box, and the stripy one is called Magic Touch. So I'm going to kind of show them both off here, but they're fairly sheer. They're crinkly. They're a little scratchy. So really, these are going to be best with something lined, or like if you made a blouse out of it, you would definitely want to wear something underneath just because it's going to be a little bit itchy. But it's super, super pretty and shimmery and shiny. Just nice. And so this one is called Magic Touch. This is the other one. They do pretty much coordinate with each other. I don't know if they came from the same collection, but it sort of looks like they did. Also pretty sheer. And the drape is pretty stiff. It's not super fluid. Kind of just for formal wear. All right, this is a polyester crepe called Cat's Cradle. Again, a little bit see-through up to the light, but beautiful fluid drape on this one. Basically, it just really wants to be a dress or a skirt because it's very swishy. You could do something like palazzo pants or wide leg trousers, like something beachy, but it's not really feeling like beachy weather out there. But this is real pretty, and I just Really like the jewel tone colors in this one. It's been just really cold here in Kansas. We are not used to it, but we've been below 0 for like a week now almost. Barely crept up above freezing for one day and then it dropped back down below 0 again. So we're having some Minnesota weather. We are not used to it. I am wearing all of the warm things. Anyway, this is just a crinkle, what is this? It's a crinkle velvet. And I think, let me just check. I think it's a knit. It is a knit. So it is stretchy in the horizontal. It is not stretchy in the vertical, but it's so pretty. Look at the colors on that. This one's called Secret Garden. I just think it's so pretty. You could make a really nice skirt out of this, or a blouse, or a little jacket or cardigan type of situation. This one's fun. It's called Breakfast Nook. It does have like 1970s kitchen vibes to it. Really, it's just for a shirt. It would be kind of great. I love this rust color. It's not the best color on me, but my eyes like it. Says me as I'm wearing a, yeah. Let's talk rayons. This is called Flower Bed. We've had a bunch of these. These are Sunset Crinkle rayons. We get them from Robert Kaufman out of their warehouse clearance, so we get them at a better price. Warehouse clearance is not quite dead stock, but it's like the step right before dead stock. We're just helping them clean out. All right, so rayon is usually lightweight, very fluid, and it's trying to pretend it's silk, kind of. So really good for swishy dresses and skirts. These kinds of things are great for layering in the wintertime, but you need a lot of layers if it's really cold. Nice and fluid and pretty. This one's called Sandstone. Same thing. It is a little bit sheer up to the light. It's more of a summery fabric, but these colors went with our whole collection vibe, so they ended up in this collection. And you can layer them. All right, we have two, what do I want to say, animal fibers, I guess. We have one silk and one wool. So this one's called Sugar and Spice. It is a small piece, but it's so pretty. It's got this nice slubby, silky texture. It's a crisp hand, very, you can hear it, it's crispy. So kind of a full body drape, not very fluid, but this would make a gorgeous top, like a woven, I want to say t-shirt, but like a short sleeve woven top or a blouse, like a button up. It's just so pretty. You could also do home dec or something like that. Just, I don't know. The colors, this one, this collection, the colors, it's getting to me. All right, it's just a piece of wool. It's a wool blend. And it's called Bedtime Story. Probably some trousers would be pretty nice out of this one, or a skirt or a jacket, any part of a suit. It's essentially a suiting weight fabric. All right, we have a giant pile of cotton. So another beautiful kind of jacquard weave or brocade cotton. This one is a cotton, and again, it's sort of got bridal tones to it. This one's called Wingback. It's just this nice neutral floral. It is a cotton and it is vintage, so it's only 36 inches wide. Things like waistcoats, you could do a jacket out of this, you could do a skirt out of it, you could also just use it for home dec. It's just a nice cotton. I love cotton. All right, another vintage, 36 inches wide. This one's called Pine Bough. Branch. It's a pine branch. So it's a cotton sateen, which means it's kind of shiny on one side, just a little bit, just due to the way it's woven. This one has a fairly fluid drape. I kind of thought it might be rayon at first, but it's just a cotton. Really pretty, nice neutrals. This is just a nice woven cotton called Cottage Rose. Again, kind of a shirting. You could make a very pretty little blouse out of this one, and this one would work for quilting as well. This one's pretty fun. It's called Freshly Baked. It has kind of, it's been pre-washed, first of all. That's why it's a little bit wrinkly. And it has these sort of abstract looking bread loaf shapes on it. Another shirting type fabric that could be used for quilting. Just a fun cotton. Okay, here's some more of that Robert Kaufman warehouse clearance. This is called Mammoth Flannel. And it is organic cotton. It's also a little bit different than regular flannel in that they used a crepe weave when they wove this one. So it's not just a plain weave fabric. It's got a little bit of an interesting texture to it. It's very soft. It's a nice, sturdy, chunky flannel. This is not your big box store cheapo flannel. This is pretty good stuff. Good for backing quilts, but also everything else that you would use flannel for. So jammies, blankets, those kind of warm, cozy things. All right, this is just a cotton shirting called taupe. Kind of has that Western pearl snap shirt vibe going on, which is totally what you could make out of it. Yeah, that's what you should make out of it. This one's called Grandma's Attic, and it's a vintage printed cotton, again, for shirts. This one would work for quilting too. This one's a little more substantial, a little sturdier. It's got maybe a little bit of starch to it. It has been pre-washed, but it's still just a little bit crisp. It's very nice. Anyway, Grandma's Attic. All right, another pearl snap plaid here. This one's called Rusty Treadle. That's a cowboy name if I ever heard one. Yeah, pearl snap shirts, completely and totally. You can make a cute shirt dress out of this too. Okay. Got a couple of like bottom weight fabrics now. These are both twills, and they're both sort of a medium weight twill. They're not like heavy denim, but they're definitely for like khakis. This one's called Doe, and it's pretty much just made for making khakis. You can make some cute overalls or some khaki pants, shorts, those kind of things. It's thin enough you could do kind of a chunky, heavier shirt out of it if you wanted to be warm and cozy. But this one's a cotton. Just a nice khaki colored cotton. This one is pretty. It's kind of a printed denim. This one's a little bit heavier than the Doe fabric. It's more like a little bit more like a light denim. You can see it's got some chunk to it, but this is pretty paisley sort of floral print, not particularly see-through or anything like that. And there's no stretch to this. So overalls would be very cute out of this. I'm always a fan of that. And jeans, shorts, skirts, all that kind of stuff. And this one's called Blackberry Thicket. So that is our final fabric for this collection. Happy sewing!